I remember this one time when I was homeless, this one guy came to our camp and kept saying he was going to hit us, and I was like, okay, stand on that then. Sprayed mustard on him. He didn't hit no one. I bet he still gets mustard phantom smells. Of course, I didn't just immediately pop off with some fucking mustard. I was like, you're gonna hit who? Told him to say it with his chest, like 59 times, as he was at an old man's tent who was very physically disabled and couldn't defend himself against a 20-something-year-old man threatening to hit us all. I said, hit who? Mustard. It was known that I was willing to handle situations if other people weren't trained in de-escalation and self-defense, because I am. I'm way better at it with my words. It's great. It's a huge advantage. I may have missed 100 days of school a year growing up, but I spent 365 days a year for the last 29 training nothing if not self-defense. Cheers to mustard and me and bitches. Rest in peace, Jason Rosiski. He's my friend, and I found out online that he died today. He's one of the only reasons I felt safe in Portland as a homeless person who was gang stalked. None of the other homeless people would help me when men tried to fight me. It was very few people who did. But it was the first thing Jason ever did was defend me from a man with a huge knife, a kitchen one. He was pure. Many poor people are if you give us the chance. But you didn't. You ignored me for months, for years, as I desperately tried to get basic visibility. I had a friend die today, and you didn't know that, and you shit on me, on purpose. I didn't even shit on you, and I've been under extreme duress for years. I've had a cardiac death in October of 2019, and by May 2020, I was protesting anyways. Then I stayed to help the homeless when the protests disbanded so that they didn't get attacked by police as revenge for the protests. I've had so much trauma, and my dumbass signed up for a lot of it, but the poverty, I had no choice in it. Losing every single person who dared to support me when I was gang stalked for helping the homeless, anyone who helped me disappeared quickly. I left because I didn't want more people dying because they tried to help me with my protest. I've only ever wanted to survive, and that's why I send these messages out that you've inferred was me being self-absorbed. I was drowning for years. I got to the finish line, and now I'm depressed as hell, wondering why I even tried so hard to survive swimming upstream for years. Because this finish line is lonely. Everyone I fucking love dies. Everyone. I can't even go one single date without the feds shooting him in the face the next day right in front of me. I camped next to the puddle of blood of someone I loved. That's where I was when I was sending all those messages that you ignored for so long. I was sitting next to a puddle of blood of someone that I used to love, and still, I chose to try and help other people. But it only made it worse. And all the swimming upstream hurts, and it doesn't help. It got me to the finish line, but it cost me everyone I ever loved and everyone who ever tried to help me. I should have just let them crucify me the first time.
I'd be acting broke.
You're gonna be mad that I'm gonna say this, but sometimes I be acting broke. I got a trust fund.
Tell Rizzy Rim to stop daydreaming of having kids with me. I'm not going to be alive long enough to gestate anything. I'm very sick. I do not feel like someone who's going to get to even last another year. Like 6 different Portland men have came and professed their love for me in the last month. I don't believe a single one. I do believe that they'd want to kill me though. Stop sending honeypots. I'm too sick to date. Just catch me if you can, bitch. You know when you're close to death. I know. My heart is weak. I am weak. I'm at the end. If you want to catch a life sentence to murder me when I'm someone who's already gonna be a miracle to make it to 36, be my fucking guest. Don't cry to my ghost when you realize it's a fucking retarded plan. Stop daydreaming of having my babies. Any of you. I'm already dead. How the fuck am I gonna be a parent? Quit sending honeypots. I'm not dating ever again. I'm staying single until the day I die. And I've prophesied based off how sick I feel that it's gonna be pretty soon. You know why I don't worry about y'all's shooters? Because they're gonna show up and find a very, very sick person whose heart is already barely beating. Go for it. Like 6 different Portland men came and professed their love for me in the last month, and I don't believe a single fucking one. Stop sending honeypots. I reserve the right to suspect anyone of wanting to murder me if they will say I'm the love of their life, who they want babies with for the second time, but they wouldn't claim me in public as anything more than an acquaintance. If you're trying to move in with me, why would you be hesitant to claim me in public? Maybe I'm correct, and I'm not actually the love of your life. I'm not the love of anyone's life. I'm a condensation of post-traumatic stress who would turn on you for sneezing wrong. Tell whoever is sending the honeypots to go back to the drawing board, and my heart will forever belong to my electric toothbrush. And another thing. Y'all made Eminem the poster child of Munchausen by proxy abuse, but you're forgetting something. He's just the one who lives to tell the tale. most of us don't get to. Eminem made it to 50, and to survivors of Munchausen by proxy, that's the statistical anomaly. Your Eminem jokes you make at every victim of Munchausen by proxy who tries to talk about it publicly, they're not funny, especially when you're making them while simultaneously telling me that I should just fade off the face of the entire earth rather than try to talk to anyone because of my homeless status. It's insulting when you call me Eminem as I'm on the cross of Jesus. I don't get to live to 50. I don't think I even live long enough to make it to 33. Fix your collective face when you speak to me. You're talking to someone who's already got 1,000 nails in their coffin, and victims of Munchausen by proxy have nails drove into our coffins by the same people who gave us breath. When you compare me to Eminem, it's really not as funny as you think. Laughing at me and ostracizing me because I'm a lifelong victim of extreme trauma, maybe that's not politically correct. And maybe I'm not appropriating anything when y'all called me Eminem and Drew Barrymore and Arya Stark and Kanye West and Zeph from the fucking beginning. Maybe mocking people who don't even get to make it to their 36th birthday like their favorite character in their favorite show dies every single day. Maybe that's not funny. Russian doll. That's what it's like to be terminally ill. You grieve yourself every damn day. And you all think it's funny to mock me on my 29-year-old deathbed with the 50-plus-year-old face of Eminem. Maybe mocking victims of severe child abuse using the name of Eminem isn't as fucking hilarious as any of you think. Eminem is a white man, just like Einstein and his wife, and why they decided to only put his name on the scientific findings. But actually, she was the one who helped him when he struggled. Don't call me Eminem if you wouldn't call me Einstein. That's the difference between us. You listen to him, but if it had my name on it, you... And I've never had a single identity crisis ever. That's an assumption. This world stripped me of my identity from the very beginning, and that's actually very lucky compared to what most adoptees and former foster youth, because they seal it for most of us for 99 years. They take our identities whole. They take adoptees' entire identities in a $20 billion American adoption industry. I'm lucky to even know that I'm the child of Zeph. Most adoptees have their identities permanently kept secret from them. We aren't even allowed to know who we are, and you allow that. And then you have the audacity to say that we have the identity crises? Of course we do. You allowed our entire identity to be bought and sold in a modern-day chattel slavery trillion-dollar human trafficking ring. Of course we have identity crises, Karen. You all auctioned and bought and sold them. Don't call me Eminem. He's Einstein. I'm Einstein's wife who was able to find the solution when he can't. You all allow females with Einstein syndrome to be persecuted and even executed. But if it had Einstein's name on it, you'll worship the ground he walks on and declare it a new law of science. Interesting, isn't it? Don't call me Eminem. Call me Jesus Christ for the rest of eternity. And if you laugh at that, you're just not in on the joke yet, that I could literally be smarter than Einstein and Fibonacci and Michelangelo and Eminem and Socrates and Muhammad and Ali and Tubman all combined, and it wouldn't matter for shit. Because it's a war on women. I'm not Eminem. My story's way worse. I could literally invent time travel by myself and you all would still burn me like a witch. But if Eminem did it with his Einstein name on the work, you would let him rule for the rest of eternity with benevolence.
You're gonna be mad that I'm gonna say this, but sometimes I be acting broke. I got a trust fund. You're gonna be mad that I'm gonna say this, but sometimes I be acting broke.
You're gonna be mad that I'm gonna say this, but sometimes I be acting broke. I got a trust fund.
Dude, you know how big my family is? My family's international. Oh. This will be an international problem. The French will come.
So I'm European, baby.
Yeah.
Just saying. So I'm European, baby.
Yeah.
Just saying. So I'm European, baby.
Yeah.
So I'm European.
I got a trust fund. I got a trust fund. I got a trust fund.
You're gonna be mad that I'm gonna say this, but sometimes I be acting broke. I got a trust fund. You're gonna be mad that I'm gonna say this, but sometimes I be acting broke.
You're gonna be mad that I'm gonna say this, but sometimes I be acting broke. I got a trust fund.